The town of Crestwood had always been a quiet place, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests. Its most famous attraction was the old amusement park, a relic from decades past that hadn't seen visitors in years. But lately, whispers of strange occurrences had begun to ripple through the town, whispers that no one dared to take seriously at first. It started with the missing mascot costumes. Kids would come to the park, hoping to see their favorite characters, but the costumes, bright, cheerful, iconic, began vanishing without explanation. Piggy the pig, the brave knight Sir Cedric, even Luna the glowing fox, all gone. No footprints, no signs of break-in, just empty costume stands where they once hung proudly. Then, the stories shifted. People claimed to hear faint giggles, then screams, coming from the abandoned park after dusk. Shadows moved where there shouldn't be shadows. And most unsettling of all, those who went inside the park after hours reported feeling watched, overwhelmed by an oppressive silence broken only by distant whispers. Emma, a brand new student at Crestwood High, was fascinated. She loved horror stories and the mystery of the missing costumes. When her friends warned her to stay away from the park at night, she dismissed it as paranoia. She had always been curious about the old amusement park, and tonight, she decided to explore. Under the pale glow of a crescent moon, Emma slipped past the rusted gates. The rides and booths loomed silent, their colors faded and peeling. She wandered between the attractions, flashlight trembling in her hand, until she reached the main stage, where the mascot costumes used to be displayed. The stand was empty, but something felt wrong. A faint flicker of movement caught her eye, just beyond the shadows. She shivered but pressed on, until an odd scraping sound made her freeze. It came from behind the stand. Slowly, Emma turned the corner. To her horror, she saw them, lifelike figures dragging themselves upright, their plush faces contorted into expressions of rage. The mascots. Piggy's costume lay abandoned, but now, standing nearby, was a grotesque monstrosity. Its smile was twisted, teeth bared through a torn snout. Luna's glowing eyes flickered with malevolent light, and her body was covered in scrapes and tears, as if she had been fighting. Emma wanted to run, but her feet refused to move. The creatures appeared aware of her presence, their eyes, or eye, fixed on her with unholy intelligence. The largest of them, the knight Sir Cedric, stepped forward, a serrated sword clutched tightly in one plush hand. His voice was distorted, a guttural echo of the hero he once was. "Come closer, play with us," it rasped, voice jagged and unnatural. Emma's heart pounded. She backed away, stumbling toward the park's exit. The creatures advanced, their movements jerky but relentless. As she sprinted through the gates, she could hear the muffled giggles and shrieks of the monsters behind her, echoing like a graveyard chorus. She burst into the safety of her house, slamming the door shut behind her. But the horror had only just begun. That night, Emma's dreams were haunted by the images of those sentient, hostile mascots, once innocent icons of childhood now turned into twisted enemies, stalking the shadows of her nightmares. She woke up bathed in cold sweat, her heart pounding, only to find her bedroom door slightly ajar. It wasn't just a nightmare. In the days that followed, the rumors grew darker. Some residents reported seeing the mascots, standing motionless during the day but lurking at the edge of the woods at night. Others claimed to hear faint whispers calling their names, promises of fun and friendship twisted into threats. One by one, people disappeared. A boy who went searching for his lost dog, a girl who wandered into the woods to get a better view of the forest fireflies. No trace of them was ever found, only the faint scent of burnt rubber and plastic. Emma, desperate and terrified, decided she had to understand what was happening. She remembered an old legend told by the park's former custodian, Mr. Hargrove, about a curse. When the costumes are abandoned and left to fade, they remember. They remember what they once represented. And if they're not properly laid to rest, they come alive, hostile, angry, seeking revenge for their neglect. Emma scoured the archives in the town library, finding old photographs and dusty newspapers. She discovered that years ago, the park had suffered a horrible accident, and some of the characters' suits had become damaged or dirty. The costumes were hastily stored away, neglected, never properly retired. Realization dawned. The mascots' spirits had been trapped, twisted by neglect into vengeful entities. Now, they were seeking to reclaim what was lost, namely, their lives, or at least the consciousness granted by their costumes. Desperate to end the nightmare, Emma decided to confront the monsters again. This time, armed with a camera, a roll of thick tape, and a resolve to set things right, she returned to the park as night fell. She found the figures waiting, silent and expectant. Maneuvering carefully, Emma kept her distance, speaking softly. "I'm sorry I abandoned you. I didn't know. But I promised to fix this." Slowly, she approached the costumes that had once been the mascots. She removed the torn fabric, revealing the frozen, decayed faces beneath, faces that seemed almost alive with rage. Recalling Mr. Hargrove's words, Emma remembered that to release their spirits, she needed to burn the costumes or bury them properly. Carefully, she tore off the suits and placed them into a large box, then set a fire to burn away the fabric and foam. The flames roared, illuminating the dark park. With each piece consumed, the monstrous figures writhed and jerked, their forms dissolving into ash and smoke. A hellish shriek echoed through the night, then gradually faded into silence. As the last of the smoke billowed upward, Emma felt a weight lift from her chest. The oppressive presence lifted, replaced by a serene quiet, almost peaceful. But she knew better than to trust appearances. When dawn broke, she dared to return to the park, now empty and quiet. The stands were gone, the rides derailed and rusted, abandoned forever. Yet, deep in her heart, Emma felt that the curse was lifted, but not entirely broken. Somewhere, lurking beyond the veil of memory, the spirits of the mascots still waited, watching, ready to reawaken when forgotten and neglected once more. And the next time the town hid the memories of its lost icons, those shadows might come back, more hostile, more vengeful, whispering promises of chaos beneath the innocent face of a forgotten world.